Out in the woods today, well, specifically my woods. I am in what I refer to as the Falcon, and I'm doing a close reading of the soil. That's how I tend to think of it. I don't know if I'm the only person that would call it that, but twigs. Let's have a look-see what all we got growing on here. Mostly I'm watching ants, right? I like ants. I like opening up logs and being like, hey, what's going on in there? Right? This is a poplar log. Every log in this garden, I think, is a poplar. They all came from the same 2 trees that were removed like 15 years ago or something. And there's some hens over there behind my fence. I was going to go in for a bit, but then they looked like they wanted to come out here, so decided I'd chill out with them and look at some plants I'm excited about. And yeah, so here are some daffodils. I don't know much about daffodils. I just had a big bag of them. Planted them last fall everywhere, and I've been doing that like every fall. When I plant my garlic, I also plant like a bag of bulbs here and there, and really seems to make people excited about being in the garden this time of year, so that's good. But in the background you can see what the true elements are, one of which is this. That's Echinacea purpurea, the native Echinacea. Over here, what is that? Crosney's mint root. Didn't know that was there. Monarda put itself here. And then in there is my one and only surviving specimen of cup plant. So, pretty intense little area where I'm excited to see all sorts of things happen. Oh, here they come. You right, Amy? You right, love? You want to come trample all my plants? Nice. Yeah. Fair enough. This is their garden as much as it is mine. Got some sorrel, and this is like a little herb garden under this mulberry here. This is the first mulberry I grew from a seed and planted. I think it's a white mulberry. There's Sharky. It's definitely a white mulberry. You right, my loves? And we've got sorrel. Amy, come eat some sorrel. Demonstrate. Okay. In this way, they actually have a pretty positive effect on the garden. I'm gonna eat my words. Holy crap. Amy, it's my sorrel, please. Stop eating all my earthworms. Ah, it's alright, you can do it. We got like a bunch of minty guys here, like oregano. Looking pretty happy. My hat's getting stuck on stuff. They can't resist a pile of leaves, you know. I'm not going to talk about that. Let's talk about this bed. Alright, Paige. Violets showed up on their own. I'm not going to say no to violets. This down here is lemon balm. This bed is just like Battle of the Mints. Because it was all... Fabs. It was all Creeping Charlie. Still is largely Creeping Charlie here and there. So I just decided, if you can't beat them, you know, join them. Just plant a bunch of angry mints and they can duke it out. And you know, guys, I'm pretty sure there was Echinacea here a second ago. And you just buried it. Alright. We used to have Anise hyssop here too. Guys, what'd you do with my Echinacea? That's rude. I know it's here somewhere. There it is, Echinacea, okay? Stay away from that. Don't be rude, alright? I'm going to put sticks in the ground so you can't do it. Okay? There. That'll do it. This appears to be European buckthorn growing up through this monarda, so that can go. If I can, well, do my best. That's a big patch of monarda fistulosa. And where the hens are digging is a bunch of spearmint. And they say, oh, don't plant spearmint in the ground. Which is fair. But I do eat a lot of it. And I do plan on eating more of it. That's lovage. I was so excited about lovage when I first planted it. But in the end, it's just not really a very useful plant for me. It tastes okay. And then it just gets really ugly. You guys, I'm pretty sure I have rhubarb in there somewhere. Alright. You know what? Life's more fun when you don't stress. Right, Yellowfoot? Look how well behaved she is. And then over here, I've got my little peach. He's leafing out. Bunch more daffodils around this American plum. That's really getting going now. So that's exciting. Got some more of these cheeky daffodils here. With a little peach waking up in there. And I grew all these from seed. From relatively local peaches that I ate. And then down here, like, I feel like nature is almost on my side sometimes, right? I put this plum in, but then down here I didn't do anything except put these daffodils in. And then I've got all this evening primrose. This is Rudbeckia here, right? That's Rudbeckia. That's Monarda. And then I had Anise Hyssop over here. But she's not there anymore. It's a bit of a shame. I wonder who that is. But that's part of the game. It's quite an exciting time of year, seeing what comes back, what doesn't. And I want this whole district to be dense and hedgy. This area is an absolute mess. I have fed this area a few times. I always go pretty soft on it because aside from it being populated, or rather overpopulated by these pretty rubbish raspberries, we do end up with pretty cool volunteers, like little flea banes, right? Stuff like that. Lots of asters and goldenrod. There's a willow leaf aster that resides here and there in this hedge that I really don't see anywhere else. And then here I put a mound last fall, and I'll plant something here. Not exactly sure what. There's a little hackberry there, and then American plum. So I thought maybe I'd just plant an American plum here, because the spot is sort of here already, and I know that American plum will grow here quite happily. So that would be wonderful. Ooh, who made that hole? Who made that hole? So that's the thing as well, like, it's kind of scary this time of year. Oh, I know what it was. It was like a tomato cage here, and I moved it. Thought it was a bee, Sharky. It was not a bee. I've had so many ticks. I've recently trained my hens to eat ticks off my body by showing them to them. But they only really go for the dog ticks, which are not the bad guys, really. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've been bitten by a dog tick. But deer ticks, they bite me a lot. It's Amy burying a tulip there. And I got this kiwi vine. I think it's just about waking up. But I recall it being pretty late every year. Got a little thimble digging a hole there. Just eating a nasty old slug or something. Why are you eating slugs, Thimble? And yeah, most things are waking up nicely. Like this weedy mess in here, you can see that's a sour cherry is woken up. I really can't get in there to show you, but there's one behind as well. So that's what that's there for. And then right here, I've got the this little snowbank blackberries budding out. Nice to know that survived the winter, because it was about as cold as we get this past winter. Pretty nasty. And then down here I've got a really big patch of echinacea that's come back again. I heard from somebody I know that echinacea doesn't live that long. But this has been coming back. I think this will be its 4th year. So hopefully that's going to live a long time. There's lemon balm behind. Ooh, look at that big juicy carpenter ant. I love carpenter ants. It's my favorite ant. I quite like a citronella ant, but I don't like the smell. First time I lifted up a rock and saw them, I was like, oh, golden ants. Here's a log. You can see seedlings are starting to grow on these logs. Some of them are taking a lot longer to rot than others, depending on how they were laid up in the forest. But yeah, like a few of them got exploded immediately by pileated woodpeckers. Sometimes I'll still catch them out here, and I love seeing them. But I'm trying to look down lower, like, who's this? Is that an aster, or who am I looking at there? I'd love to be able to say it was someone more interesting. We've got a lot of monada all through here, and asparagus, believe it or not. I can't see much right now. I came through and cut it all. But it's a terrible idea to plant asparagus in with a bunch of jungle plants, because you will never find those shoots until they are too big and woody for eating. Yeah, I mean, everything needs work, but it's pretty challenging getting things introduced here at this point, especially during a drought. Like this bulb here, when I first made this, it was just like loads of pops of fun flowers like lance leaf coreopsis. But now it's almost nothing that I have actually put here. The only thing I can see is this tulip, right? So what I did was I just filled it with Jerusalem artichokes as like a haha thing. And I sort of recruit the hens to help me scratch it up. Over here we got these tiny little daffodils that I saw today. Look at these guys. And they smell really good. What are these? Grape hyacinth? I don't know. I don't really know my spring ephemerals. See the hens over there socializing with my boy Jessup. My phone has decided it doesn't want to zoom because my fingers are too scabby and scaly and dried out from working with the earth. They go hang out with him. They eat his food through the fence, as you do. He thinks it's an indication of how charming he is. See my mulberries waking up. This one made fruit last year and it was really good and quite prolific, so I'm excited to see that happen. Hopefully this one reaches maturity this year. Oh, there's so much to mention. Peach. And over here, my little rose is waking up. My haskap's pretty much done flowering. I'll put some 9-bark and elder in there to round it out finally. See here, I think this blue looking fella is mountain mint, which really threw me off because last year I feel like mountain mint was not purple or blue. But it doesn't smell like Monarda fistulosa, so I'm thinking it's not Monarda, it's mountain mint. Because I definitely put mountain mint there, and there's another spot where this also is growing, where I put mountain mint, so that would be lovely. A little bit of anise hyssop here. So, not everything survives. Bronze fennel all died again. We had like 2 mild winters where I decided that bronze fennel was perennial here, but it really isn't. So I just grow it as an annual now, and that works pretty well. And then here's a little pear I dug up from a thicket I liked last spring. I popped that there. It's a full gold raspberry with a bunch of weeds, like evening primrose. And then all these little gold and red leaves here are little 9-bark seedlings. I dug up about 1/3 of them and moved them all over the place. I'm gonna let them grow on for another year and then dig them up again. And the idea with these rings is to have them just be flowers. So this is full of flower seed, but it's getting a bit dry, so I'll probably have to come and water that again. It'd be really nice if I could get some vines growing from here up onto this weird little arch thing I made. I think that could be an absolute treat, so something to think about. I have yet to succeed in having anything grow in a satisfying way on this arch, so I really want to make that happen this year. Another mulberry. Is this mulberry awake, girls? Can't remember what I put in here. It's a safe bet. The answer is always Jerusalem artichokes at this point. Yeah, he's waking up, so that's good. Amy's in there. She's digging a hole to China. Yeah, pretty nice. I love how they'll just come out here with me. Like, they haven't been out here all day. Earlier there was a nice fella digging a hole to bury an earth pin by the house. and the hens decided they wanted to help out. So I had to police them and get them away, but that's alright. I did have anise hyssop growing here last year. I'm not seeing any sign of her, to the point that I'm thinking about stealing those blocks. But I've got a couple anise hyssop that survived. It seems very random and unpredictable which ones will survive. And that's a patch of yarrow there. Can't remember what type. What you looking for, Aim? Yeah, and behind Amy there I planted calamint last year. I don't think that survived. So, a lot of failure, but you throw enough at the wall and something sticks. What even is that down there? Is that just like sad leggy grass and dandelions that you guys have exposed to the light? I don't know. This whole area is a bit of a mess, really. That's why I dumped leaves on it. My gosh, you guys. Amazing the change they make. Like, it's like a pileated woodpecker, right? Like, imagine, if you will, where Babs and Yellowfoot are right now. That was also a log that literally like a week after I made the garden, like it looked like that when I put it down, and a week after it had exploded because of a pileated woodpecker. And now there is no log. It's just sort of punk. It's so punk, Thimble. I like how they all check the same spots. Like, no, it's my turn with the leaves. Right, pal. Collected 7 eggs today. That was like 2 days worth. Mostly older hens, but still get way more eggs than I need. Give a lot away. Sell some. So plum. And down here, this elderberry died on top, but it's coming back from the roots. I'm trying to be a bit better about my elder cuttings this year and actually follow up and water them. Who is that? Who is that? Caterpillar. They got a lot of borage, phacelia, and mustards and lettuce down here. See if that takes. At some point, I mean, I'd love for all of this to be a hedge. Maybe a cheeky pond in the middle. What do you say, Beeb? Cheeky pond, Beeb? Cheeky pond, Beeb, yeah. Thimble eating those delicious cleaver seeds that I'm pretty sure are caffeinated. It's a beautiful day. I have a little greenhouse over here that needs repairing. Hey, Paul! But before I got around to repairing it, it has been claimed by a pair of mourning doves that you may be able to see. Can you see it? Let me see if I can zoom in. Is it even there? Oh, it's there. There, see? That's its little nest on my shelf, so not going to be repairing this for a while yet. What say you, Paul? You sweet beige chicken. Let's go see Jessup. Hello, Jessup. I have big plans for Jessup this year. Once I get back to sleeping in the tunnel, I'm going to put his crate in there with me, and he's going to be like my alarm system for when creatures come and dig up my pots. And yeah, love cuddling Jessup. He's a good boy. This is where he spends his day. The hens come out, they chill with him. He's got a little dust bath, fresh water, a little shady spot in the corner. Pretty good. I mean, it's better than being soup, isn't it, buddy? Yeah. And he's a pretty cute chicken overall. He has a bit of a weird beak, I realized the other day. He's got this messed up eye as well, because his brother tore his eyelid, right? But somehow he's okay. And I keep on top of it. I give you a little ivermectin for your lice so that they don't bother your eye. And his toes are weird too. They curl inwards. Also, your spurs are weird. Just a lot of weird things about you, buddy, but I really love you. You're very cuddly. Like, he is high on my list of good boys at the moment. He's like second only to Kevin, I think. So, pretty legendary chap. Enjoying the sun. Flirting with his sisters and aunts and possible biological mothers. It's a rooster's life, isn't it, bud? We're gonna get you out of that tunnel. You're gonna sleep in the tunnel with me. A different tunnel. So this is all part of the dream. Overall, I want the hens to come out here and forage to their little heart's content. I think the quality of the forage is pretty high, and I don't think about that often enough, really, how that's improved as time goes on. I like to involve them in the gardens. I don't like excluding them, chasing them around with a rake. I want them to be able to do whatever they want and have it all planned out ahead of time so that they can't actually destroy things that I care about, right? That's my plan. And the falcon's a bit of a weird one because I created that before I really had a concrete plan, but they seem to be treating it pretty well. This was a sucker of black locust that may or may not survive. We'll see. Not have very good luck digging up suckers of black locust. They always seem to just die. This area is a mess, so lots of potential to just change everything around, but throughout the garden, all these spots are super heavily amended, and a lot of them have like hugelkultur elements. Like here I dug 3 holes and then filled them back in with rotten wood, and then piled up more rotten wood, and then dug out soil from over there and held it. So it's greatly improved from where it was when I found it, and a lot of the time I can't keep up and it does just become grass again. But in a way, the grass just protects the work I've done to improve the soil. That's the thinking. Anyway, I'd much rather have actual control. And let's end with an interview with Yellowfoot. Hello, Yellowfoot. How you doing, my sweet? Have you found a new nest in the woods yet? She was looking for one earlier, I can tell, because she's been curiously good about laying her eggs in the nest. Okay. Well, I guess she's not interested. Hi, Leela. Hi, Shocky. Yeah, this area is super weirdly difficult to get things established. I think because of voles, but like here I planted a mulberry and then a river locust, and both of them died. So that is an elderberry I've just put in there, and I used a leaf bag to mulch out the competition. And I'm pretty sure there's a ton of other elements that used to live here. There's like a currant there, and I think there's like in that ring is a pawpaw, and next to it from years ago a forsythia bush that just refuses to quit and grows like 3 centimeters a year. Yep, it's pretty cool, girls, pretty cool. Hard to complain with weather like this. That's about all I got, really. I like having these videos to look back on. I've been taking videos of my gardens for a long time, but only decided to post them to the YouTubes relatively recently. And I haven't really dug back through and posted old videos because they're a bit hard to contextualize. Hi, Randy! But nice to have them anyway. I've gone back and watched them. Oh look, my kiwi's awake over here. That's fun. So that's basically the idea, is I made this panel here, and then the blackberries can grow up on that, and then the kiwi can grow up on both. I'm really hoping this turns into a major jungle this year, especially if we get rains. I suspect that'll be the case. Last year was unusual. It was the driest year we've had since I made this little... Look at Jessup over there. This is an example of why Jessup is in a cage. He would love to be messing with the hens right now, and they know that he can't. So they like to tease him a bit, I think. Right, girls? Right, girls? Jungle maxing. Jungle is massive. Oh, it's just the most peaceful place to me. I'd like to do something else here, everything I've tried to do here has been a bit of a fail. I planted a couple different types of raspberry here. There is still a raspberry coming up, but I suspect that's just a wild raspberry. I don't think that's a cultivar, because they kept getting all the green growth on them nibbled off by, I'm guessing, a bowl. I'm guessing a bowl. This is a white currant getting ready to flower here. And I propagated this just from a feral patch of white currants that's super productive and nice, good quality. Just as a filler, basically. So I don't know what to put on here really, but this is the first proper hugelkultur I made. Nature, goddess, she adds all kinds of things. Like, what's this? Is that a dogwood or something? I've been zoomed in this whole time. Holy shit. I put this ash here because it was growing in the compost. You're right, babe. You're right, my love. You're right, my lovely. You're right, Leela. Oh shit, Leela almost fell over. Yeah, it's like such a mess, but as long as the trees are doing well and the canes are doing well and I get flowers to grow here and there and I can save seed, it all feels worthwhile. And the girls love it, especially this time of year before everything grows up in an aggressive way. It's a good time. Looking forward to when my apples in flower.